Well, hello friends. Today we are going to work on some button bugs because I noticed two little button bugs while I was testing some other stuff, and I don't want to let them just sit there and be buggy. So the first one I noticed when trying out the new calculator app that Sergey made, and it's very neat, little calculator. You can totally divide numbers and stuff. But I noticed that when you click on a button and then move the mouse, then it sort of loses the color that it originally has. Because when you hover over buttons, then they get this highlight color. And then when you press it down, initially it has the highlight color while pressed, but if you then move over the button while it's pressed, then it loses the highlight color. Very ugly. So that one we're going to want to fix. And then the second issue that I want to look into as well is in the Minesweeper program. So here, if we flag, put a little Swedish flag here on one of the field squares, then we can still click on it and cause it to become first checked and then unchecked. And this isn't right. We're supposed to be programmatically preventing it from being checked, but it's not working, and we need to look into why. So those are the bugs that we're going to fix today. So let's figure out why that's happening. And I guess we'll start with the highlight thing. So let's see. Let's go and look in the G button class. G button paint. So this is where we are when we're painting stuff. And I'm guessing that, or hold on, actually, let me look at abstract button. There's no paint code here, right? Is there? No, but there is mouse move here. So let's see. Blah, 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 blah. If we are mouse moving over a button, I mean, that's the thing that we're doing, right? Like, we're doing a mouse move. And this code is so nested. I don't like that. That. Slightly nicer. Anyways. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm getting sidetracked here. Let's not let's not get sidetracked. Okay, so we are mouse moving over this thing, and we're certainly over the thing still, so being pressed is true, and we're indeed rendering it as pressed. So then update means that we schedule a new paint event, and then we're going to end up in gbutton paint event, and then here we call paint button, and this is the part where there's this style painter thing that knows how to render buttons on our behalf, and we give it this big chunk of state. And the case that we're interested in, I think, is hovered, because that's, oh yeah, and then we come in here, and then we immediately call paint button new, because I don't know why it's laid out like this. It's kind of stupid. Should probably be cleaned up. So we call paint button new. And then if hovered, so the button is definitely enabled because it's not disabled, and it's not checked, so it's hovered and enabled. So it should have this color, but it doesn't, because it has this color, the original color. Okay. So I guess one thing that we could do here is we could say something like debug paint button new. Then we'll just say checked. Hovered. guess we can also include pressed, actually. And I'm just thinking that this will tell us a little bit of something about what the state of that button is when we're pressing it. Hopefully we're able to press it without everything repainting. Because if everything repaints, then we'll get a lot of debug output from this, but I'm kind of thinking that we won't need to. So come on, calc. It's just going to be extremely spammy. Oh man, this is very, very spammy. Alright, forget about it. Won't kill the taskbar because he has buttons on him. Where are the buttons coming from? As these two? 3? Oh, come on, man. Alright, well, let's make the best of it. So, is there anything that stood out here? Okay, that was useless. Frickin' Windows Server. Okay, that's useless. Let's not do it that way. Regardless, we know that. Let's think of a different way to approach this. This was a silly way to approach this. Okay, so we're painting the button, and what are we actually passing to is hovered. To hovered is the return value from this function. Okay, so that's m hovered. Who sets that? In mouse move event, we set it to whether or not the rect contains the event. That's what m hovered is. And then it's cleared on leave event. And that's it. So maybe this is a more sane thing to check for. So leave event, enter event. Okay, and then we'll say here m hovered. Okay, this will be more useful, hopefully. And yeah, and then also let's use that about app so that we don't have as many buttons to worry about. Because we could see the bug in the about app as well. Okay, so here, now hovered is true, still true. There we got a leave event. What's that about? Then we got hovered true again. Why did we get a leave event? Suspicious. Okay, that's not supposed to be happening. So let's do a, what is it, dump backtrace? Yeah, there's a dump backtrace. Let's do that. Have the, okay, sure. I'll include UniSTD. I keep putting like random homebrew syscalls in UniSTD as well, but it should probably go in a different header. It's not very POSIX to put random crap in UniSTD. I don't know why I always put them there. I just do. Okay, so there we got the leave event and we got the backtrace. Very nice. Okay, so now let's click on the thing and move, and there was the leave event, but we didn't see why we got the leave event. So leave, I guess that's how it's made. Set hovered widget, right? So presumably we are setting a different hovered widget on this window, and that's what's causing us to get rid of the old hovered widget, which was the button at this point. But why is this happening? So we set the hovered widget in the G window event handling. Or down here in window left. So I guess we can let's see, dbar, window left. And here we'll say set widget result widget. Can even star it because we've asserted on it before here, so this will give us the class name thanks to the magic of logstream. Okay. So let's find out what's happening here. Hovered widget is button, sure. And then we click on it, still button. We move. We got the window left. Why are we getting the window left? That doesn't seem right. Because we didn't leave the window. But I guess the window server is generating one. Why are you generating a window left? So the window manager set hovered window works very similarly to the hovered widget in libgui. So I guess we're calling set hovered window, and then this window is considered no longer hovered when we drag, but why? Window manager event. If it is a mouse event, okay, so the output from process mouse event, the second argument here, we're supposed to set that to whatever window is underneath the mouse cursor right now. So I guess we are taking an early exit somewhere and forgetting to update the hovered window. Where might that be? Let's see. Damn it, how are we gonna find out where we are here? Maybe we can do a backtrace in here somewhere. So, let's see. Set hovered window. What is the WS window? C object. Great. Then we can just do this. Or actually, no, we can't. We have to do that because it's a pointer, so we don't know if it's null or not. But we can do this. Okay. Okay, so now I click on this guy, and oh, there we got that shit. So, set hovered window null. Well, this is not particularly helpful. Wait, so who's calling this then? Oh, because we're just here. We don't know. Of course. Because this doesn't help me. Okay. So, where would we be normally? So we have the mouse pressed. Maybe we are waiting for a double click. Isn't that code here somewhere? Double click. process event for double click. This is so hard to follow sometimes. Ongoing window drag. Okay, I'm gonna need to add some debug output to this because I don't remember how everything works here anymore, begrudgingly. So let's just debug output our way to success. We'll do this. And shouldn't be here, but we'll put it here anyway. We'll look for all the different return paths out. Not you, not you. Nope, not you. Oh, this here is the exit. Okay. Servers. Okay, we are gonna figure this out. Just have to do a little bit of detective work. Okay, now clicking on you, doing that. Okay, so set hovered window. So we're taking the normal exit. I mean, we're exiting through the bottom of the function. So we get here and we never set the hovered window, basically. And I'm guessing because we take this path, we have an active input window. Okay. This makes sense, but that means that we might end up here with no hovered window. Right. Windows who receive mouse event due to cursor tracking. Then in this case, the hovered window should be the active input window, I guess. But this is actually tricky though, because just because so the idea with the active input window is that you click down on a button, and then you, while keeping the button pressed, you drag your cursor out of the window. But as long as you're keeping the mouse button down, then that window where you initiated this sequence is still like the active input window. And it's not until you let go of the mouse button that we forget that he's the active input window. But when it comes to hover, this should actually not care about this part. So for hovering, we still need to figure out where the mouse is, I think. So is it in fact the case that we need to compute the hover, the hovered window anyway? So like all of this code here is the, like when you don't have an active input window, then this is all about figuring out who should be the active input window, basically. So let's see if we're hitting the frame, blah, blah, blah. I think maybe we can make this easy for ourselves though, and let's see. Yeah, I think here we can just iterate the windows from front to back, and then if we hit one and we are inside the window, then we'll just stop there and say that, all right, well, that's the hovered window, dude. So like this, basically. Maybe we can even write this out in an even more readable way. So like this. Is that readable? So for each visible window from front to back, then if the window frame rec contains the event position, then the hovered window is the window that we are inspecting. And we break iteration here. Otherwise, we just continue iterating through these. That's pretty clear, right? Okay. Now, let's see if it actually works, because maybe I'm just full of shit. It's nice to work on something other than the process manager for once. I feel like I've been doing that for so long now. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay. So drag, and that works. And there we left. And now we came back, and everything is working just right. Let's try it in the calculator. Oh, look, it's looking all right. That's very cool. Okay, so I think that's definitely the solution for this issue. Wait, hold on, what happened there? Yeah, everything's good. Okay, let's clean this up. So this is all crap. Because the bug is in the Windows server. Oops. And this is all crap. And these are all crap too. Maybe we should just make this a little easier for ourselves and just say everything is crap. Reload it, please. And then we just put this little part back here. Okay. Look at that. Beautiful tiny patch. Don't you just love tiny patches? No unrelated changes. Freaking nice. Now, I'm just going to put auto here because I like auto. And I don't know if you noticed, but like it's pretty sweet that when you do auto like this, then it will figure out if it should be const or not for you. So you don't have to think about that. Whereas if I'm saying like WS window, then it's like now I'm explicitly saying that this is a non-const window. Whereas if I do this, it will work even if it expects a const window. I like that. I mean, you can also do this, but whatever. It's just a little thing that I like. Okay, so this is a great fix. Let's say Windows server. We still need to compute, or let's do the high level thing here. So unbreak, fix incorrect window left event after mouse drag, I guess we can call it mouse mouse in window after button drag. This fixes an issue where we'd send a window left, send a cursor has left the window. Message incorrectly. After it clicked, button was clicked, and the user dragged the mouse a little, moved the mouse cursor a little without releasing the button. The issue was that we didn't update the hovered window out param in mouse event processing in case we, in the case where we had an active input, it's called active input window, set. Cool. Nice fix. Good job, me. And then what was the other thing? It was the Minesweeper. Right, the Minesweeper. So here we flag one of these, put a little Swedish flag, and then I can still click on it. That's not supposed to happen. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these, but you're not supposed to check them, and it's clearly possible to check them. So, I mean check in the sense of like checkable. So let's find out what's going on. So these are square buttons. That's what they're called. They're a subclass of G button that we use in this Minesweeper game here. I don't know if I've been showing the Minesweeper source code in some video. I don't remember. So let's see. When we get a mouse down on a square button, then in this case it's the left one that I'm clicking, so we're just going to pass through to G button mouse down event, which indicates it's the left mouse button. Then not much happens here. Wait, hold on. It's a G button. Mouse down. And being pressed is true. Update. Okay. And then what? So we repaint it. Maybe mouse up is the issue. Because like, I think it was always possible to click on them, it's just that nothing was supposed to happen, like it wasn't supposed to stick. So now the issue is that it sticks. See? It's not supposed to stick like that. And I guess the sticking part happens here in mouse up. So let's have a look. If it's the left button, and if it's an auto repeat, then we stop auto repeating. Yeah, whatever. This isn't auto repeat related. The button is enabled, and being pressed was true. So we stop being pressed, then we update. Update just means that we repaint. And then here, if it was being pressed and was auto repeating, then we call the click virtual. And that's implemented where? In G button. Okay, so I see. So this is where the checkability stuff happens. So I guess probably I've changed this at some point to implement click this way. I think it was when I made radio buttons and checkboxes all be abstract buttons. Then I wanted like click to be a virtual thing, so I moved it to G button. I moved it to be in G abstract button virtual, and then everyone can implement their own click. And then we ended up here, and then this this little subclass guy here is not really aware of this. So let's see. What do we have in the Minesweeper on square clicked? So we have an on click callback, but on click fires after we've already updated the checked state. So maybe the thing is that, I mean, it's kind of weird. So the way that we were the way that we were expecting this to work is that in on square clicked, we just call this, okay, and then where do we like check manually here or something? Checked, yeah. So we have like this manual checking. So check. We were not expecting the button to like check behind our back. And I think that it's perfectly sensible for the button to check behind our back because we've told the button that he's checkable. So I think maybe the solution here is to just not let it be checkable unless we want it to be checked. But then if we let it be checkable, then, well, this is kind of strange. Because we want to control the check attribute ourselves. We don't want the G button to do anything automatically. We just want to control that ourselves so that we can implement the like the Minesweeper recording and stuff like that, and the its preview mode. So I'm thinking maybe checkable should be false, but even if a button is not checkable, you should still be allowed to programmatically check it. It might be that that's how it already works. No, but that should be how it should work, I think. So we're going to change it to work that way. And then because we're checking like is checkable and is checked in many places, but we're just going to change that to be is checked. Wait, what the frick? If is checkable and not is uncheckable. And I definitely wrote this code, but like, what the fuck? Is unchecking allowed? Oh, this is for like exclusivity. Or not for exclusivity, it's like you're required to have one checked in a group of buttons. That's kind of funny that it's like is checkable is not uncheckable. This code is confusing as hell. So I think this part here needs to stay, and actually this check here should stay also because it's precisely in the click handler that we want to care about the checkable thing. So I guess it's like it's checkable and, or not checkable like that. Okay, and then set checkable. Where did you go, my friend? Here. I think we'll just set these to not checkable, all these square buttons, and we'll see how this turns out. Because then you should still be able to programmatically check a non-checkable button. Because if you call set check, then you're the boss, dude. Like, we'll just do what you want. Okay, so flag them, and I do this, and see, now they don't stick. And it's that thing that we do to test this. So we turn on a single click recording here. Yeah, so now they look checked even though they're not checkable. And of course, this was a mistake because that was not in mine. I haven't played this for a while, but I see what mistake I made. Anyways, I think this is a good solution for this. So yeah, I'm thinking like, should it be completely disabled while you have flagged it? But I think it's kind of nice that you can click on it and just nothing happens. I don't know what would be the right thing. But this is how it worked before, so we're just fixing the regression here. And patch review, of course, then we see that what we do here is that we turn off the checkable state for the square buttons in Minesweeper. And then in the G button implementation, we stop caring if it's checkable when it comes to like how the button should render. So it doesn't have to be checkable in order to be rendered as checked anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, these are two separate changes. So let's see. Commit G button. Allow uncheckable, non-checkable buttons to render as checked. Set a button check state programmatically. We should still render paint in checked state. Let's see, this changes the behavior of checkable flag on G button. On G abstract button, maybe that is check. Oh shit, this one, we need to take care of this one too. Yeah, this one needs to go. We'll continue. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. G abstract button to only be about user interaction checkability. User interaction, yeah. In other words, the flag, it now only prevents the user from checking, unchecking, not code. Yeah, basically that's it. Okay. And let's see, Minesweeper. Make the square buttons non-checkable. We'll still set their checked state to true sometimes. We manage the checked state of these buttons manually in the code, and we don't want the user to interfere with it, which would be possible if we put them in checkable state. All right, so I think that we're good with here. I think that we are good with this. We are good here, something like that. But let's try it out and check out Samus's little ship here. So let's look at the first bug that we fixed, hover issue here. That now this works, and we no longer send that incorrect window left event. So it feels like progress, because we were probably confusing ourselves with that before. And then the other issue was in the Minesweeper that you could flag and then check, and it doesn't work anymore. Cool. right. So I think this is going to be it for today's video. Finally, something different than the process manager every day. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching, for hanging out and coming by. And yada, yada, yada. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.